AVC, how's it going? Right, okay, a very quick video. A couple of weeks ago, myself and the family went up to Norfolk. We stayed in Cromer in Norfolk for a few days, which was great, except for the fact that my son was ill while we were there. So for much of the time, we were stuck in the accommodation. Now, I can be quite annoying, I acknowledge that. My wife clearly finds me quite annoying because she kept suggesting that I go out and look for places to buy records while we were there, you know, just to get me from underneath her feet so she could have some peace and quiet. And I did succeed on a couple of occasions, so I thought I'd show what I picked up. So first up, this is Superfly TNT. This is the soundtrack to the film, which was the sequel to the classic Blaxploitation film Superfly. Now, I picked this up from an antiques market in Cromer itself. It's actually located in the building that used to be the town hall there, which is quite nice, quite charming. But there was a small record stall in there, not much cop, but I did find this. I was quite pleased with this. Now, the original film Superfly, obviously the soundtrack, famous soundtrack done by Curtis Mayfield, one of the best soul and funk albums you'll find. This sequel is done by Afro-Beat. Now, I'm not a big Afro-Beat fan. Some of their records are actually produced by Tony Visconti, but yeah, I think I've actually flipped most of the records that I've got by that band. But this was quite nice. A couple of, you know, good tunes on here. A lot of sort of soundtrack type stuff, quite African sounding in places. And this was only cheap. Nice gatefold sleeve with some pictures from the film there. So yeah, quite cool, nice find. Right, but I did visit one record shop, which was about 20 minutes down the road in a small village called Holt. Now, this record shop, I've been told about by Headley, another fat bearded man talking about records. He'd visited there, I think, a couple of years ago. And it's interesting because the building was previously a post office, and for a time it was a post office and record shop. Now, the post office has since closed down, so it's just a record shop, but it's still located in a building that looks like a post office, which is quite charming. And I did take a little bit of footage while I was in the shop. The owner said that was cool, so I'll perhaps show that now.
But last night she said to me when we were watching telly, this is what she said. She said, listen John, I love you, but there's this bloke I fancy. I don't want to two-time you, so it's the end for you and me. Who's this bloke, I asked her. Gordon, she replied. Not that puff, I said dismayed. Yes, but he's no puff, she cried. He's more of a man than you'll ever be. Here we go, 2, 3, 4. I was so upset that I cried all the way to the chip shop. When I came out, there was Gordon standing at the bus stop.
Yeah, hopefully my dodgy camera work showed that the shop, I think it was called Holt Vinyl Vault, it was absolutely chock full of records. I mean, you could quite easily lose a day in there just going through everything. I only had about half an hour, but yeah, it was great just flicking through stuff. Some of the prices were a bit on the high side, but you know, I found stuff that I was happy to pay what I did for. So yeah, it's one of those, I suppose a record's only worth what you're willing to pay for it in it, so it's always subjective, that sort of thing. But the first thing that I found was this. Now, this is a really nice album, got this at a good price, I can't complain about that. This is Bobby Moore and the Rhythm Aces, their debut album called Searching for My Love. Now, this came out in 1966. Bobby Moore, of course, not to be confused with the England football captain. He had work commitments that year, but yeah, this is just a lovely straight R&B album, produced by Rick Hall at Fame Studios in Muscle Shoals, and you can tell, as I say, it's just a great R&B record. The opening track is fantastic, the title track, Searching for a Love, and I'll perhaps do a needle drop on that towards the end of the video. But I say I was pleased with what I paid, and it's in really nice condition. I also got this is Lord Melody and his album Grinam. Now, I think that's how you pronounce it, Grinam rather than Grinam, yeah. But yeah, so Lord Melody, a calypso singer, one of the most famous calypso stars, along with the likes of Lord Kitchener and Mighty Sparrow. Yeah, I've got some of his earlier records. I think this is from the mid-70s. But yeah, a very, very nice record, what you'd expect. Lots of sort of cheeky lyrics. But yeah, if you're interested in calypso music, check out the London is the Place to Be compilations that came out on Honest John's, I think probably 10-15 years ago now, which are really nice compilations. But yeah, but this was a nice find in decent nick as well. This is on the Strikers label. And the final thing that I found in the shop, I was really pleased with this. I paid £10 for this. This is Mandingo 3. Now, I have the album prior to this by Mandingo, which is called The Primeval of Mandingo. Now, this group, it's actually a collection of session musicians put together by Jeff Love, the sort of big band, easy listening band leader. In the early 70s, he put this group together to as I say, it's more easy listening music, more sort of library music, but it's got more of an African vibe going on, lots of tribal drums with a big brass sound behind it, but really nice. And I'll perhaps do a needle drop on one of those. And finally, one of the afternoons I took a drive out to Norwich. There's several record shops in Norwich. Now, I got there quite late, so actually the two shops that I wanted to visit were just in the process of closing, so I missed out there. But on the same street there was an antique centre which had a good selection of records. Now, the first thing that I picked up was this. This was only cheap. This is the Impressions with the Versatile Impressions. Now, my suggestion is if ever you're looking to buy records by the Impressions, check out the songwriting credits. The records where Curtis Mayfield is the main songwriter, pick them up. They're all fantastic. Unfortunately, certainly during the mid-60s, Curtis spread himself a bit thin writing for other artists, so quite a few of those records are made up mainly of cover versions. Now, this is one of those. There's only one original Curtis Mayfield tune on here, and that's the opening track on side 2, Don't Cry My Love. Everything else is a couple of show tunes, a couple of Beatles covers, Yesterday and Fall on the Hill. There's a Bacharach and David song, The Luck of Love. So you sort of know what you get in. It's good, but it's nothing special. But as I say, the highlight of this record is the Curtis Mayfield original, Don't Cry My Love, which is actually an anti-war song. It sticks out like a sore thumb. It's easily the best thing on the album, but worth picking up for that. And undoubtedly the best thing that I found on my trip was this. This is Fela Kuti and Africa 70 with the album Upside Down. Now, this came out, I think, 75, 76, and it's pretty much what you'd expect from Fela at this point. It's just a classic Afro-Beat sound. The title track does have a female vocal on it, which is basically commentary around the sort of corrupt government in Nigeria at that time. But as I say, it's exactly what you expect. Fantastic record. Now, this copy is clearly a UK copy on Decca. The Nigeria copy had one of those fantastic drawings that I think all his records from that sort of period did. But yeah, really nice to say, great condition, not something you see every day, so really pleased to find out. So cheers.